So this is my most recently completed personal journal. I have filled up every single page in this journal, and so today I wanted to film a flip through showing all of the pages inside. I like filming these types of videos because I feel like it shares lots of inspiration, it gives lots of ideas for ways that you can fill your journal up, and it also gets people kind of excited to fill up their own journals. So if you are new here on my channel's all about journaling. I make my own journals. I made this journal, for example. And I also love to fill them up with my memories and my life, just everyday life memories. And I do a lot of journal with me's and stuff here on this channel to hopefully inspire other people to do the same. So this is my most recent journal, and I've been working in this journal since February this year, and I just finished it in October. And just like always, I've made this journal myself. I built it from scratch. I did some hand painting on it and added some gold embossing. I've got another video showing this journal before I actually filled it up with anything, so just a blank journal. And again, if you are new here and you're wondering, I do have some various tutorials and classes on how you can make your own journals, and I also make and sell my own journals, but they do take quite a while to make, so I don't always have journals available. So hanging from the journal, I also have some charms, which most of these I just added before I started journaling in here. They just have various little things attached to them. Again, I talk about that more in my previous video before this journal was filled up, and I'll link that down below. But these types of charms also are really easy to add things as you go. So if you have things that are too bulky to put in your journal, you can actually just tie them onto the charms. So this is a hardcover journal, and usually I leave myself a good amount of room to grow, but this journal did become a little bit bulkier than I would like. I did fill up every single page, and I did work mostly chronologically, so from front to back, but I often, in previous journals anyway, I would just skip around the book. So I would just pick a page that I want to journal on, and they wouldn't be chronological, which I feel like kind of helps as well with the bulk, because you can have journaling spread throughout the entire book, but you can also have some pages in between that are left blank if it does become too bulky. For me, again, I started off chronological until I was almost finished with the journal, and then with the last little bit of the pages I skipped around a little bit. So the pages in here were mostly blank. I did tea dye some art paper, so they were like plain art paper, sketchbook paper, which would allow me to stick lots of mediums on them and also like draw and paint. I wanted to add in more of my own drawings and paint into this journal. I've also mixed in some ledger paper, some lined paper, and little like scraps of pattern paper as well, but it was pretty much mostly blank, which allowed me to just customize every single page as I went along. But anyway, I'm going to try not to talk too much. So for the first page, I just used a colored pencil and I drew this border on the page, and then I also stuck a selfie, a picture of myself from February at the time that I started the journal. I wrote my name, I wrote when I started, and then I just added this when I finished in October. So the first few pages here were documenting a camping trip. And another thing that I did in this journal was I used mostly Instax Mini Polaroid pictures. I got an Instax Mini Link printer for my birthday in January. They look like this. And basically it's just like an Instax camera, but instead of taking a picture and hoping it turns out right, you can just print whatever picture you want from your phone and it will print as a Polaroid. However, I think I did take all of these camping trip photos on my actual Polaroid, or maybe just some of them, the ones that are quite dark, I took on my actual camera, and then I printed some of these out on the Mini Link when I got home. So to decorate the pages, I just used a little bit of Scrapbook cards and stuff, and then I also did some painting with gouache paints, and then I also pressed some little leaves and stuff. When we went camping, I just put them in my sketchbook, and then when I got home I put them into my journal. And we saw these beautiful little fairy wrens when we went camping, and I happened to have received a letter that had these fairy wren stamps on it, so I cut those out to also decorate the page. I do also have a journal with me of actually creating these camping pages, so if you want to see how I approached the page, you can actually go and see me do this journaling. So on this page I just did some written journaling, and then again I've got another little piece of a leaf that I pressed, and then I drew the fairy wrens on this page just with pencil and went over it with like a little biro. And then this is just a little piece from a vintage book that I cut out just as woods, and it's just got a picture of a family like hiking through the woods, I suppose. A little bit of tape to help hold that on, and to stick these little specimens onto the page I used just clear PVA glue. So then carrying on the camping journaling, I've just got some more pictures from camping. I did some more paintings of the trees, and then I also just did more written journaling directly on the page. And then this is a little sticker, a little $2 sticker from something that we bought at an op shop while we were camping. So we just stayed in this little town and we went to the op shop there. This was a page that my kids did that was like a checklist of all of the things that they wanted to bring camping, which I thought was so cute. I love it when they write like lists organizing their day or organizing things that they have to do. I try and keep those as much as I can. And because there was just this little blank area, I just did a really quick sketch of our tent, just with some pencil and a little bit of pen. So that was that journaling. And then over here I wrote a letter to myself, I think to read in like a year's time, and I just put it inside the envelope here. This is just a vintage envelope. It's got these really pretty embossed like flower design. And then inside here, because this was at the beginning of the year, I wrote the ins and the outs, or my ins and my outs for the year. And then this is just a quote on the back of the envelope. Some washi tape down the side there. Then on the next page, I've got a couple more lists. So I've got a wish list from the start of the year, which is interesting to read. And then I've also got a to thrift list. And then the next few pages, I did some written journaling and I just stuck that in with some tape. And then over here I have some pictures of my cats and of my children, and then I just put inside this paper bag a little life currently list. So this is just kind of like to capture what life looks like right now. And so I included like the ages of myself and my family. I included some social media stats. I wrote like my favorite drinks, my favorite foods or favorite dinners, and my favorite hobbies. And this was just on like a scrap of paper that I had laying around, just like some scrapbook paper. So the next page I did was this glow up for 2024 page. This was just like a fun sort of brainstorming page of ways to glow up or to like improve yourself. And so what I did was I just wrote different categories. I just wrote like some little points underneath each one for ways that I could like take care of myself basically. And then I just went in with my gouache paints and I painted bows. I painted a lot of bows throughout this journal just because they're so easy to paint and they look really pretty as a decoration on the page. So that was that page I did. The next page was like a mood board, and I was just collecting images from the internet that I liked. So I've got like some arty pictures and some style like hair and nails and stuff like that. And then I've also got like a bit of home inspiration. Then I decorated this page with lots of little stickers and some quotes, some like feel-good quotes and some other random things. Like these are more stamps that I cut out of some envelopes. And then this is just like from a takeaway that we got. Then I've just got little scraps of paper and washi tape. And then this carries on over here as well. So just because I had so many pictures, it carried onto another page. And then in between that, because I had this ledger paper bound in, I didn't want to cover up both sides of it all with pictures. So I included this page that's goals for myself. And so I wrote this pretty little title with just a pen. And then I tucked in my goals inside this little library card pocket. So I wrote my goals down on like a library card and a little tag here. And then I've also just got this cute little picture of myself and my daughter at the carnival at the start of the year. So I've just tucked those inside the library card pocket, and then it just slips inside this side pocket here, and it's held on with this paper clip, which I think looks really pretty. On the following page, I literally just have some written journaling on lined paper. So the journaling goes for a few pages. And then I have a couple of pages documenting a trip to the zoo. On this page, I stuck down the calendar that we had up on our fridge. And then I've actually just like highlighted the day that we went to the zoo, which was my birthday. And then just to decorate the page, I've used this piece from a children's dictionary. It's a vintage book. and I've just like glued on top of that everything else. And this is a little fabric patch that my friend JD sent to me. This is a little receipt from the zoo. Because they do fade, you can scan them in and print them off. That's kind of the only way to preserve them. But sometimes I'll just take my pen and I'll just trace over like the key information. It never really looks that neat. You could probably do this a lot neater than I have, but that will still preserve some of the information on the receipt. Following on from that, this is still journaling from the zoo. So you can see that that calendar page wraps around the page and it glues down onto the next page. And again, I've just layered stuff on top of it. I've written directly on top of it. I've also included another receipt here, which again, I've traced over some of the information. And this is a pocket. So that calendar page created a pocket on the next page where I was able to slip this little piece from the zoo. So this actually has like it's a little information, and then it has a map inside, which is a really cool piece of ephemera to keep. And then I painted all this with gouache. So I did some balloons because it was my birthday. I used some stickers just to decorate the page. And then over here, I did also paint this. However, I took these monkeys out of the children's dictionary that I used before. So this same book here. And I pulled out these monkeys and I stuck them down on the page. And then I drew like an enclosure on top of the monkeys and painted it with my gouache paints. I really like how this turned out. I think it looks really fun. And I just added this little label sticker at the bottom. I really like this page. I think it's really like messy and colorful, and there's lots of texture. It's just a fun, really fun page to put together. On the next page, I just have some photos, and these are all from different times. So sometimes when I go back through photos, or sometimes I'll just be looking at old photos and I'm like, that is such a cute picture. Why did I never document that? Or maybe I have documented it before, but I just want to journal about it again. I just want to include it in my journal because I'm admiring it on my phone, if that makes sense. Just some cute little pictures of each of my kids just doing different things. And then I just had this little area here to decorate. So I stuck another piece from that children's dictionary, this little moth piece, which I thought was really pretty. And this is an old picture of my daughter and my niece. So this was like a film photo that I just had floating around. On the next page beside that, I just journaled about my mum's birthday, and I just created this border with white pencil after I had painted this block with gouache paint. So in here is actually a pocket, and this has like lots of written journaling on this pink lined paper. So that tucks inside there. Don't remember what that's about, but it tucks inside there. It's just a very slim pocket, so it's not going to get lost. And then I added all of these little pictures, this little Polaroid pictures, just with staples down the side here. And then underneath those are some more pictures. Over here, just some more written journaling. I had to get my sewing machine serviced, and I just added the guy's business card here. And then more written journaling. This is my passport picture, which was quite shocking, but I just included one of these in here because I had so many extras, and I just did some journaling. And then this is just really random junk. So this is like the outside of stamps that I've used on letters. I just used it as a sticker. And then this, I don't even know what that's from. These are all pictures from the summer holidays of my kids and my nieces. And again, just really cute little pictures of them, which I printed on my Instax mini link. And then inside this envelope, I just drew this big bow on it. I tucked in this cute little postcard, which I just did my written journaling inside. So that tucks inside there. And just documenting like everyday things, really. That's what I like to do in my journals. And some days are more boring than others, but this is just literally going for a walk around where we live. So this is more little graphics from that same children's dictionary. I love that book. It has the best like imagery in it. So we had this like pirate ship stop in our town, and that's what this picture is of. And then I included this little piece from the dictionary to help illustrate it. Then on this side, I did my journaling quite small, and I just did this little sketchy border with my pen. It was supposed to look kind of like seaweed. And I included these pictures of the sharks because we were able to see the sharks in the lake here. And yeah, just more Polaroid pictures of my kids. This next page, I just used lots of sticky notes, and I just created like a collage with them. This is a really cheap way to decorate your journal. Just lots of different colored sticky notes. I ripped them up, I cut them up, and I glued them down, and then I just wrote all across the entire page. I used my stencil to write the day of the week, which was Monday, and I actually journaled upside down. So I flipped my book around. This page is like a collage page. It's just a throwback page, and I've included these cute little love notes from my kids, and then I've just done some journaling directly on top, and I've just included some cute little pictures that again I had laying around that I already had printed, and I've just cut them out and stuck them on this page, and then decorated the page with heaps of stickers and some like pencil hearts and drawings, which I think turned out really cute. On the next page, I dedicated this page to my mum and my dad. So mum gets this side, dad gets this side, and I've got some copies of pictures of my parents when they were little and when they were younger. And then I've got some kind of more recent pictures of them from Christmas a few years ago. And then at the bottom of each page, I added these like glassine envelopes where I could slip in some extra pictures. So just some really cute pictures. Again, these are all copies, and they slip inside the clear envelope so you can kind of see through. And then I just wrote a quick little note to each of them, just like a little appreciation note to each of them. And I just use these alphabet stickers to title the pages. If anyone's wondering about these alphabet stickers, because I've used them quite a lot in this journal, they've come from this book, the Ransom Note sticker book. You can get this at heaps of different places, and it's a really great book with lots of alphabet stickers, obviously. These ones, however, came from actual vintage magazine that I cut out. On the next page, just lots of written journaling, and I've just used my pen to do more of like a bow border. I've got lots of borders in this journal, which I think is really pretty and a really fun way to decorate the page. It doesn't take up a lot of room, but it makes your pages look more finished, especially when you have just journaling and not a lot of other stuff going on. I actually have a whole video dedicated to border ideas. If you'd like to see that, I'll try and link it down below as well. Over here, I have this cute little card from my friend. My friend gave this to me and said, this is me because I'm like journaling and I've got a cat on my lap, which is definitely representing me. And then this is like a little cutout from a book that she gave me as well. And so I've done a little bit of journaling inside the card. And then this is like a water slide decal, which I just wanted to keep in my journal. It was my last one. On the next page, I wanted to create a little pocket page where I could just write little interactions with strangers. So I feel like a lot of the time I get stuck talking to someone that I've never met before, or sometimes you'll just meet someone, they'll say something to you that's interesting or funny or cute, and because you don't know them, you may not think to write that stuff down, but I feel like it's fun to look back on. So to create this page, I stitched through my sewing machine some pockets, and then I glued them down into the page. So I'm actually able to fit 4, 5, 6 little cards. But I've written, most of them have interactions written on both the front and the back. So like, they might just be one interaction, or it might be 2. And I just think this is a cute little way to remember little things that you may not remember about your life. So a lot of people think like my life's so boring, I don't really have anything to journal about. But I think it's more so about romanticizing everyday moments in life and just remembering little things and making an event out of little things, you know what I mean? And so I titled this page Nice to Meet You, and I just used, again, these same stickers and then some other like little decorative stickers just to decorate the page. And I created these little tabs so that you can pull each little piece out really easily, just with little bits of fabric trim, which I just stapled onto those cards. So that's that page. This is a page kind of dedicated to my little sister. This was when she completed her studies to be a paramedic. And so there's a picture of me and 2 of my sisters. And that just slips inside this little hotel card, just from when we went and stayed in Sydney to see her graduate. And then I just wrote like a cute little note to her. I just think it's nice to write like letters to people or like little notes to people in your journal. It's like leaving a little legacy, I suppose. I know we should say these things to people, and I do, but I also like to put it in my journal. So this is like the like menu or whatever from the hotel, And then I also have like tea packet and sugar packets from the hotel, which I just stapled down the side of the page. These are from some pajamas that my sister bought me, and yeah, just a little note to her. So super proud of her. The next page I did it's basically just all photos from the carnival. And then so to decorate this page, I pulled this out of a vintage book. It's like this little family on a ride. I love how it's got the two little boys and the dad. And then on this side, I painted this like carousel with gouache paints. And I really like how this turned out as well. Again, I really enjoyed adding art and illustrations and decoration to my journal. I feel like it's added a lot of character and it helps to capture those memories in a really creative way. I had a lot of pictures from Easter. I pulled out my big camera that I haven't used in a long time and just tried to take some sweet little pictures of my family. So with all of the extra pictures, I tucked them inside here. I just created a pocket with one of our chocolate packets. So I've got a picture of each of my kids inside, tucked inside there. And I like using that as a pocket because it's got this sort of window to it. You can see that there's something tucked inside there. And then this flips down, and this is from something, I cannot remember what from, but it's a little Peter Rabbit tag, maybe from an item of clothing. I just realized I never wrote on this label. These are also part of a printable kit. A lot of the papers you see on this page or on this spread, I have designed for my evergreen garden kit. So the little chickens here I drew, and this little lamb. So this is like a postcard from the kit. Done some journaling on the back of it. And then this page here, this is one of the pattern papers that come in the kit as well with all of the bunnies. So this was my Easter kit. And I just cut this so that the paper matched up, and then I could use that as a little pocket down the bottom of the page. I did some journaling just directly down this little strip here, and then just stuck a couple of pictures again of my kids directly down on the page. This next page is a very junky page. This is just random stuff that I had laying around. So I've got like this little bear that I found at a thrift store. He's like, I guess it's like an iron-on piece. And then I've got this cute little ticket. My kids made these little fake movie tickets, which I thought were really cute. I've got this old Singer sewing needle packet. I've got our putt-putt mini golf scorecard and a time zone card. Cute little I love you note from one of my kids. Some little stamps and a little sold sticker from a little sewing cupboard that I bought at the thrift store. And then this is just a cute little sticky note. My daughter was trying to write potato, and she wrote it quite funny. So just like little things that are random that don't really have a place that I've just like stuck all together. This side is a picture of me and some of my childhood friends from a baby shower. So I just did some journaling about my friend's baby shower and her expected baby, who she's had now. But use these little stamps. So it says baby shower, honoring, and then date, place, time. And I just filled that in and just like made it kind of like a fake invitation. And then we actually played a game at the baby shower that included these little plastic babies. So this is an example of a piece that's too chunky to put in your journal. And I was able to just tie him on as a little charm, which I think is so cute. So I've actually written a note on here somewhere about him being attached to the journal on the charms, so you can go and look for him when you read that part of the journal. On this little page, I've just done some journaling, like a very small amount of journaling, and a couple of pictures of my daughter and I when we went skating together. And then I've just used those same letter stickers to write love you so as the title, and then just a little bit of typing on my typewriter there. On this page here, I loved doing this page. This was another border idea. So I just painted around the page, and then I used lots and lots of tiny little decorative stickers and stuck them all around the page to create a border. This was seriously so fun, like you should try it. So this border is just surrounding something that I had written down on a typewriter. So this was like a poem that I had seen somewhere that I wanted to keep in my journal. So I typed that out on my typewriter on some paper, stuck it down, and then created the border to go around it. This page, I wanted to include some childhood photos and just like reminisce on some holidays from when I was little. I've got some journaling inside this envelope, but this envelope is quite fragile, so I'm not going to open it up. I've also journaled directly on the page and just included cute little pictures from childhood. And then these frames again are from another kit in my shop. I've got lots of journaling supplies and decorations that you can print out for your journal in my Etsy store. I'll link that down below as well, just in case you'd like to check it out. But I use this little piece of clear paper. It's like a protective paper from a vintage photo album that I got at like the tip shop. So I just used a piece of that to protect some of these pages and just to like extend and create a page here. So there's actually nothing else inside it except these photos, so they kind of float on the page, if that makes sense. It's a bit of a flimsy page, but I like that difference in texture. So more childhood photos here. These are all copies as well, not the actual original photos. Got a picture of my granddad, and again I've used those same letter stickers. I've done some little bits of journaling from some different memories and just some pictures of myself and my cousins when we were little. I feel like this journal has so much like love in it because I really dedicated pages to people that I love. So like my sister and my mom and my dad and my kids and my husband, and just like there's like little notes to people that I love, people that are important in my life, that I feel like makes the journal feel more special. This is a really cute little page that I just had from a children's book. I just stuck this directly down on the page. You can always just decorate your journal. You don't have to write all the time. You can just keep things in it that you love to look at. On this page, just some more journaling, quite messy. I did some more bows, and I also just stamped out the title of the page, which says Life Lately. This page was to document 2 of my niece's birthday party. They had a shared birthday party. It's got lots of like beautiful colors and layers. I've got some sweet packets from the party. I put their initials down the side. These are some labels from my shop as well. This illustrated linen piece is also from my shop. This is from the same vintage book, and then this is just beautiful party scrapbook paper. This ticket piece, again from my shop, I just created this little fake like birthday invitation, and then just included pictures of my daughter and my nieces and decorated the page with stickers. Inside this envelope I've got some journaling just on an index card. And then I just got this little monthly plan piece again from my shop, which I've just decorated with stickers. So for this page I did a winter bucket list, and you can do this for every season. You can just write different things, different ideas of things you'd like to do in that season. I've done some more little messy bows, and then I've also included like a little poem, just a really simple little page to put together. Over here, just some written journaling, and then I created this little piece here with my laminator and some cellophane. So I laminated pieces of colored cellophane to create this really fun like overlay piece. And to go with that is this journaling about my sisters. So there's a picture of me and my sisters, missing one because she lives in another country. But I wrote sisters with that sticker book, and then just did some journaling. And to decorate this page, I just painted with my gouache paints. So I just did these like bright colored splodges, and then I used a highlighter. And I just created a border with these puffy stickers all around the picture, which I think just looks so cute. This is another border idea where I just used scraps of both fabric and paper. And I just cut them into little strips, and I just created this like patchwork look border. And then inside here I've just done a to-do list and projects / house list sort of things to do. And then here I've just got some written journaling on a piece of lined paper, and just a regular day at the beach. So I've got some pictures of my kids and my dog at the beach. I've got this little receipt from some fish and chips that we got, this random little sticker of boats. I've done another little bow drawing and some journaling. And then inside this little plastic bag, this is actually a seashell that my son had given me. So it was kind of small enough to fit. It does add quite a bit of bulk to the journal, but I still wanted to keep it. I just put it in this little clear baggie and stapled it to the page. This is another page from a vintage book that I just glued in as like a decoration. I just loved these pages that had these beautiful borders. So same as this one here from the same book. And then here I've just got like a little note to my eldest son and a little picture of us together. So he's like almost the size of me, which is what this picture is showing. And then I've used these beautiful little gold picture corners, which I found on eBay. I love those. This page with the beautiful pressed flowers, again, I just glued these pressed flowers directly onto the page to create a border. And then I painted a heart. I wrote things that I love, and I've just done like a mind map type of page of some things that I love. This was another border idea that I did in my border video. I did some like lipstick kisses on this page to create a border. And then I included this verse. I always kind of include this verse in almost all of my journals. And so I stuck that down with some clear tape on the page. I've included a picture of myself and my husband. And then I've done some journaling inside of this envelope, and I've used my wax seal to seal it closed. This page I dedicated to my daughter Rue. I just wrote some things about her right now, and I included some pictures of her. Again, I use these beautiful little gold corners for the photos. And then I also painted some pretty blue bows. Her favorite color is blue. And then this random little like gold envelope seal, which I stuck on the page. The next page I dedicated to my other son. So here I've got this little bit to one of my boys, this for my daughter, and then this for my other son. So this is another note that he's written. So this is his school jobs, like get your drink ready, have your breakfast, get dressed in your school clothes, shoes, lunchbox, brush teeth. It's like a checklist. I love that he writes these. I think it's so cute. So I used that as like kind of like a scrapbook paper in the background to decorate the page. And then I painted these cute little hearts, and I just did some journaling about him and included some pictures of him. I also included on this page a little scrap of fabric, which adds a nice texture, and then some little strips of washi tape. This is another page with some random stuff. So I have another hotel, like card thingy, card pocket. I've got this little receipt from Specsavers when I got my glasses, and my appointments written on there. And then these wristbands, I don't even remember where they came from. Somewhere we went to where we were given wristbands, and I guess we didn't put them on. Here I have a couple of old pictures of my parents. So my mum and my dad, that's me as a baby, and my older sister. And then again, mum and dad, and my older sister and myself. And then over here, I've just done some journaling. So this is just a drawn border with a pen. And then this is a stamped border. Some journaling directly on the ledger paper, and just some painted little like waves to decorate the page. I cut out lots of cute little images from different magazines to create a border. And I just did some written journaling inside. So again, another really fun border idea, or another really fun idea just to decorate your journal pages. This is a quote that I wrote out with, again, these same stickers. I couldn't fit the entire quote, so I wrote the last line in pen, and I just used some clear tape to help stick it down. I don't know if you can see that. This is an envelope, and I've just stuck, again, a cute little note. This was, I think, a wish list. My son's wish list for his birthday. Just got a loose receipt, a little list here, and then the next page is about my son's birthday where we went ice skating. So I've got some like party hat paper here to decorate the page. I've got a receipt from going out to dinner for his birthday, and then just like a little bit of journaling and a picture of he and his friend at the ice skating. The following page is to document my daughter's netball presentation. I decorated this page with this gold doily, stapled this picture of her on top. I painted some pretty little red bows and some little flowers down the side, and then just done some journaling on the page. And this was just a cute little napkin from her presentation. So just a bit of a random page. This was the most recent page that I completed in here, and I have a journal with me on this page, the previous video to this one. So this was from when we went to a local festival, and I've just included some pictures of us, pictures of my kids, and then I've done some journaling. I've used lots of like tickets and stickers to decorate the page, and then I did this painting of the bubbles in the night sky. Again, I used my gouache paints to paint that. I really like how this page turned out as well. This page is using and testing out another kit in my shop that I created. The kit is called Cabin. It's got some really pretty pieces, some really fun pieces, like this little cabin card. So I've done some journaling inside there, and it tucks inside this pocket, which I made with one of my illustrated doilies. This little piece here, I just wrote the date. I stuck some pictures of my kids at the playground, just did a little bit of journaling. Washi tape, more journaling here on the side. I included this sticker from a jam donut packet. And then inside here, I have my kids' lunch orders. I just told them one night to write them down for me so I could order them online. and so they're all in their own writing, which I thought was really cute. And then inside this little piece, I just did some journaling inside there as well. So those tuck inside that little clear pocket. And then this is just pattern paper and little pretty little bits from the cabin kit, which I really love that kit. The next few pages are all from my trip to New Zealand to visit my sister and her family. So there's quite a few pages, like it goes all the way to here. Just for my trip to New Zealand, I have a journal with me on that as well. It's a really long video because it was a lot of journaling, but I included my boarding pass, I included some different receipts from the trip, some maps and some photos from the trip, and then just like lots of journaling and some stickers that I bought over there. I tried to keep this kind of chronological. I had to get really creative with the way that I was adding things in to make sure I could fit all of my pictures. I've just used stickers. I've got some extra pictures tucked inside here. So over here, more pictures, more receipts, a little sugar packet from the Airbnb that we stayed in, stapled up top there. And then I've created a little pocket with this paper bag where I was able to tuck some pictures, journal directly on top of it, and then inside I've been able to fit some more journaling on a map. So that tucks inside there. Then continuing the New Zealand journaling, I've just added this little piece from that same vintage children's dictionary and stuck a bunch of pictures from some of the different sites that we saw. So I found a book in an op shop in New Zealand where I was able to cut some pieces out of to decorate the page. I did some of my journaling on my typewriter on this clear bag. So I stuck some pictures on there, and then I was able to stick inside here like lots of different brochures and stuff from our trip. Then continuing the New Zealand journaling, I wanted to do some painting. So I painted the forest that we visited. I stuck some pictures from there. I used, again, all of my little stickers to decorate the page. This was a patch that I got at one of like the souvenir shops at the forest, which I just glued directly to the page. And again, this adds quite a bit of bulk as well, but I kind of just like went a bit reckless in this journal and I just added whatever I wanted without worrying too much about it being bulky. I did a ton of written journaling here, and this is a little vintage playing card. And then these are some stickers that I got at that same souvenir shop and a little stamp here. Got more journaling. I've got this little visitor comment card which I took from the visitor center. I'm supposed to leave them to leave feedback, but I just took one with me and I did some journaling on there. Stuck in some more Polaroid pictures and some receipts, some journaling directly on this page. More journaling, more pictures, and more painting. So again, just use my gouache paints to paint this cute little country scene. Cut this little sheep out of the same vintage book that I found in the New Zealand op shop, and just added more stickers and little bits and bobs from the trip. This is a postcard as well from the trip. And to conclude the New Zealand journaling, I just added my boarding pass for the flight home, picture from the plane, just a little bit more journaling, and this little piece from a chocolate packet that my family gave me. And I have this random little strip here which I just glued some fabric on both sides. So this is just little scraps of fabric from some different projects, which I've just glued with PVA glue, which just makes a nice like little textured decorative page. Then here, this page feels a little bit unfinished, but I used the inside of a junk mail envelope, or the inside of an envelope, to get this pattern, and I attached it down on the page so that I could use the little window in the envelope as a little picture frame. Then this little piece here is something that my daughter made me for Mother's Day. She's used some washi tape and just drawn like a little heart, which is a very cute little piece, which I just stuck in here with some staples and just wrote a note about what that was. On the next few pages, I've just done some written journaling. And then this was from a magazine. I can't remember which magazine, maybe like Flow or something. And it was like asking you questions like which books and movies were your favorite when you were a child, your routines, what's your go-to outfit when you don't feel like thinking about what you're wearing, just random stuff like that. I liked the aesthetic of this page, like the little typed out questions. and there's more of it inside here as well. Then I've just got like a October, November to-do list there. And then for the last page of my journal, I documented my friend's wedding. I included her invitation, which I won't expose all of the details, but I did a painting here of her like venue. It's probably a little bit hard to see, but I used this tape down the sides, which creates kind of a border. I was able to do a little bit of journaling in between, and then I just painted the little white barn that they got married at, which was really pretty. This is a laminated piece. So again, this was part of my border ideas video. So I laminated the flowers in this kind of border, which I think looks really pretty. And I'm using this to just create like an overlay here. So then I included all of these pictures from the wedding. So me and my friend who got married, and then some pictures of me and my husband. And then I used my gouache paints and I painted these like hydrangea type flowers. And this kind of banner here where I wrote congratulations on the page. I like how that turned out. And then on the back page, I just had this really sweet vintage imagery from a book. Someone had sent me this as a gift, I think it was JD. And I just stuck this on the back page. It was the right size and the book was already really bulky, so I just wanted to finish it up. But that is my journal, all complete. I really hope that this video gives you some ideas and some inspiration for ways that you can fill up your own journal. I think this is possibly my favorite journal that I have ever filled. I don't know why. I think it's a combination of things. I think because I included some painting and some drawing, I really like the way that that feels. It feels more personal and it adds a lot of character to the book. And I also like how I kind of journaled to my loved ones in a way. I was able to like capture random little moments of my life that I would have otherwise forgotten about by now. I included old nostalgic photos, childhood photos, and then yeah, just the recent everyday sort of stuff and lists, and just I feel like this is just such a cool little time capsule. I just really had so much fun filling it up. I don't know, I just felt really at home in this journal. So I hope that you liked taking a look inside. If you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments down below. I'm always happy to help. And I'll try to link everything that I mentioned in the description box as well. So thank you so much for sticking around to the end of this video. I really appreciate you being here. If you liked this video, it would help my channel so much if you would leave a little thumbs up, and better yet, leave a comment down below. I love to hear your thoughts and answer any questions that you might have. But yes, I hope that you're all doing really well, and I will see you again very soon in my next video. Bye.